Welcome in all you early birds, and I do mean early because we're going a little bit early today. I was on the Discord. I was like, should I just go? Should I just go early? And everybody was like, yeah, dude, do it. I'm waiting. I mean, I'm working. Oh, wait, no, I'm waiting. Hello. Hey, why don't you guys use the power of many? And smash the fucking like button. Okay, I'm gonna put the poll up, baby! And, you know, let me also say, too. Let me just also say that, today is... I mean, it's another day on the internet, man. It's another day on the internet in this crazy world. This simulation-esque reality. And there's stuff we gotta talk about. Okay, so obviously we want to talk about Acolyte episode 5. I actually liked the episode, but I gotta say, the writing in the show is way worse than I thought it would be, and none of the characters make any fucking sense. But I do like lightsabers, so we're gonna get into that. We're gonna talk about the Superman set photos. A lot of this stuff's had me pretty excited, actually. Like, I'm getting more excited about Superman as I see the set photos, but it's a roller coaster ride of emotions because we also got set photos that maybe confirm a leak that, frankly, I think is not that great. So we'll talk about that. And of course, we're going to have to talk about the doc. This is absolute insanity. And I know everybody will want to know my thoughts on it because I am, or was, a massive Dr. Disrespect fan. Like, I had a Dr. Disrespect protein shaker. I was a member of the Champions Club for years and years. So we're going to talk about that. There's also the weird thing about a bunch of Star Wars fans catfishing each other, being absolutely horrible to each other, and then organizing a Gal Gadot imagination-esque level of cringe video to try to say that the Star Wars fandom is awesome. So it's just another day on the internet. It's just another day on the internet, and it's just another whole bunch of fantastic, terrible, stupid things to be able to talk about. So it should be fun, man. We're gonna keep it light. We're gonna keep it fun, and we're gonna talk about some nerdy stuff. But unfortunately, there is some bull crappery, of course, that we have to get into. So I guess we could start by talking about the doc. Oh, you have this shirt too? Where did I get this shirt at? I think this is a GameStop shirt. And also, here's the thing too. Not to be that guy, but red is not my color. I actually don't look super great in red, but I really like this shirt and it's really comfortable. So I was like, fuck it, man. Fuck it, man. All right, so I guess when it comes to Doc, we can just kind of keep it brief. I actually have a lot of thoughts on it. I'm sure most people that like knew who Doc was and knew the situation have a lot of thoughts on it. Unfortunately, it's like my least favorite kind of story on the internet because it's well, it's really serious and it is like obviously not cool what he did. But it's also one of those stories where I think because we live in like internet Thunderdome and it's all about just engagement and it's literally about like you have people basically crafting their statements about Doc in such a way to get as much engagement, to be funny, to be cheeky or whatever as possible. That's just what the internet is. If you remember back to the, Kendrick and Drake beef, I mean, it's weird, right? Because, like, nobody's really talking about the fact that, like, K-Dot literally might have put hands on his wife. We don't know for sure, right? And it's like, that is potentially a serious thing. But it's just, you watch the ebb of the internet, and it's all everybody's talking about it is Drake and him being sus and him maybe, you know what I'm talking about, right? And so I hate that shit, man. I honestly do. Like, I get it because I exist in the internet and I understand the rules and I play by the rules a lot of the time. But it is super exhausting when it's a serious issue that is talked about. And basically, you have two camps that are both trying to characterize it in like opposite ways. Either it's the worst thing in the world and the dude is, you know, the worst version of that. Or he did nothing wrong and the woke mob is coming for him. And I hate that dichotomy, and I hate how disingenuous a lot of the opinions and a lot of the things that people are saying at least feel like to me. And, you know, nuance doesn't really win you any points on the internet, and I totally get that. But I guess for me, I do have sort of a nuanced perspective on it, partially because of what happened with the Ed Piskor situation. So if you guys don't know what that was about, basically, Ed Piskor is a cartoonist, and a girl that he had been talking to in the lockdown, I think around the time of the pandemic, which is so weird. After she liked a bunch of his Instagram posts, like she bombed him, and then they started chatting. It's not like he sought this girl out or anything like that, right? So Ed Piskor, as a grown-ass man, has conversations in the DMs with a 17-year-old girl, you know, several years ago at this point. Must have been 4 years ago, right? And she comes out with this big statement and essentially ruins his life, and he gets ostracized, and then he kills himself. And it was really tragic. Now, one of the things that happened to me as I was processing that and going through that whole situation, right, was when it initially came out about Ed, like, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it really did hit me in a way where I was like, ooh, like, I don't like it. Fuck Ed. Like, I don't want to say I had an overreaction, but my initial reaction was very emotional and very like, fuck this guy, right? And then, you know, after he killed himself and leading up to that, I was like, oh, I just don't know. Like, they're going over the top. Like, they're going to his dad's house in Pittsburgh. Like, that feels fucked up. All these people online saying all this stuff. We still don't have the context. I don't understand. My opinion on this thing kind of ebbed and flowed. And then ultimately, when he did kill himself, I felt a lot of regret and anger towards the people that had characterized what he did in the worst possible way, right? Now they are slightly different situations because number one, there's infidelity involved, you know, with Doc. Oh my God, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. So there's infidelity involved with Doc. That makes it bad. I don't know that it makes it worse, but it certainly adds something to it. Also, like, just as a fan sitting back, right? I'm like, how, like, stupid do you have to be? You know, in a lot of these situations, I'm sure many of us have similar thoughts, right? Where it's like, how dumb do you have to be to be on top of the world, to be killing it, the game, and not understand that, like, DMs of any kind are probably up for being exposed, but especially of this nature with a minor. It's like crazy. So part of me like can't even comprehend how stupid you would have to be to fall for something like that or do that kind of thing. Now, the whole thing with Doc is weird because apparently that time period in 2017 was also when he came out and said that he cheated on his wife. So it's super weird. He was obviously going through something back then, kind of spiraling, or maybe he just has these proclivities that he wasn't able to control or whatnot, right? I guess what I'm saying is, like, if I were to say that I still, even after all of this, have a level of empathy for Doc, there would be people that would come out and basically say that, like, I was supporting the worst possible thing that a person could be in that situation, and I just completely reject that. Like, I think that's stupid. So it's a very serious issue. I think that Doc, ultimately, I kind of think that his headspace and where he is at right now is not really reflective of a person that is understanding the consequences. Meaning, in some ways, all that's happening right now is a delayed consequence for something that absolutely deserves consequences. So, like, his energy in his post, to me, is not really the energy of a person that is understanding of what the situation is. So it's hard for me to accept that maybe he's actually sorry or rehabilitated. And I kind of, as much as it breaks my heart, I kind of think he should go away permanently. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really make the rules. I suppose there's a way that there could be a level of redemption, like, after some time had passed. Like, I was talking to Elisa about this, right? And I was like, well, this reminds me a little bit of, there's a lot of examples of people basically stepping in and making a big mistake and then turning it around. I think one of the examples would be Mike Vick, right? So if you guys recall what happened with Mike Vick, you know, he gets caught like dogfighting, and you could even make the argument that, like, from his perspective and within certain cultures, that's not as big of a deal. But the reality is, dude, everybody loves dogs, and you were fucking brutal. And you were really brutal and abusive to a lot of these animals. So he kind of like turns around and eventually understands that, accepts that, and becomes a mouthpiece for the message that allows other people to know that that's not okay and that that's not something we should do. So I don't know. Oh man, look, I'm just gonna say this. Like, I love y'all, I really do. But like, I understand it's an emotional topic. I understand, like, you guys are gonna feel certain ways about, you know, stuff that I'm saying. But I honestly, I'm just gonna say what I say. You might not like the comparison. I'm talking about people that fucked up. So if you can't handle the conversation, see your way out. If you can't handle it, see your way out. Period. Like, I hate this fucking... Oh, you guys are gonna start setting me off, man. You're gonna start setting me off. Because the reality is, it's a fucking crazy situation. And instead of avoiding talking about it, I just want to do what I always do, which is just be honest and give you my take on it. And if you conflate that with anywhere near the negativity or the badness of people that are actually out there fucking up, like, that's on you, dude. That's on you. So, as I was saying, I guess the reality and the truth of, like, my opinion, where I stand on it is, I mean, this is a guy that, like, the thing that's really fucking with me is the fact that he didn't tell, like, Tim or Nick or Ninja or any of these guys. So it's one thing to fuck up like that, for sure. But I think it's another thing to hide that fact from all of these people that you collaborate with, that you would make content with and stuff like that. Like, that's wild to me, because you should have, at the very least, in my opinion, you should have at the very least explained the situation to some of the people that, you know, in a private setting. You can even sign NDAs, but you have to allow those people to make the decision for themselves with all the information available, whether or not they want to fuck with you. And it kind of feels like Doc, like, I just don't understand the psychology. I don't get it. Like, how could you not know that that would eventually probably come out? Like, did he really believe that would never come out? He would never have to face real consequences, you know, for doing it? I don't know. Like, that just, to me, doesn't sit well with me. And I think ultimately where I stand is, like, there can be multiple things can be true at once. It can be true that this was a consensual thing. It could be true that maybe no illegal things had happened. But I think it's also true that what he did should come with a lot of shame. Like, I don't want to live in a society in which something like this happens and we ignore that it should come with shame. Like, that should be something that you are deeply ashamed of. And you should have to wear that shame within society for some amount of time. I also don't want to live in a society where a person's weakest moments and something that, you know, maybe there's even versions of it that people could be okay with. I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm personally not, but there are other cultures and other ways to look at these sort of things, right? I guess what I mean is, I don't think a person's weakest moment should result in them being essentially killed or completely exiled from society. I don't know what the in-between of that looks like. I will tell you that as a big fan of the doc, man, it's fucking heartbreaking. You wouldn't want to believe that a person like that I mean, dude, I watch this dude all the time. You know what I mean? And it's like, look, there's a lot of this kind of shit. It's so fucking weird. This shit happens. It seems like almost all, like, I was thinking about different people like Woody Allen, R. Kelly, you know, P. Diddy, Drake, all these people. It's like weird. You start to think about it and you add it up and you're like, man, a lot of these people are like not that chill. I wish the wider lesson was maybe we shouldn't idol worship, and maybe this parasocial thing that happens on social media should be something that people think about, because, like, we don't know Doc. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know him, you know? And so it's one of those things that just makes you kind of like go, whoa, and sort of recalibrate it. But ultimately, like, look, I even the people that are triggered right now about what I said or my takes or whatever, which, by the way, I think is so fucking stupid, but I also understand it. I don't think you're completely out of pocket. It's a very serious issue. And perhaps, depending on your own life experience, particularly triggering to you, depending. You know what I mean? And I respect that. I understand it. But it's also like, that's part of the reason that I hate it, because it's so serious that's going to pull out, like, we talk about all the time, like, a lot of these things just pull out human trauma. You know what I mean? Like, it just pulls out human trauma. And when you're traumatized, like, the way you cope with that is usually broken. There's not a lot of people out there that cope and process completely perfectly all the time. I don't think that's even like what it is, right? So I understand it. It's a very serious issue. It's a damn shame. My heart goes out to his wife. My heart goes out to his daughter. And I still have empathy for Doc despite all of it. But yeah, it's absolutely something that should come with a lot of shame. We'll see where that shakes out. I don't know. If I were him, like, it's not even a fucking, I can't believe it. Like, but that's not ever anything anybody should want to be at this point, right? But I guess if I were him, I might just hang it up. Why do you feel bad for Doc? Well, it's not that I feel necessarily bad for him. I have empathy for him, meaning, like, I could put myself in the position of making a mistake. And, like, here's another thing that's weird about this whole thing, right? Think about it like this. This is possibly something that he and his wife and his family have already gotten through. Meaning they've already processed it. They've already come to terms, you know, and maybe even done a lot of therapy and work to get to a better place. Doc said something really weird in his tweet yesterday where he said, like, I'm not the same person I was back then, which, like, I get what he's saying, but you literally are. Like, that's not how that works. But I understand, like, the spirit of that, right? So I could empathize with the idea of having something really fucked up happen, making a big fucking mistake, processing it, dealing with it with my family internally, which matters way more than any of this bullshit online, period, right? And then having it come out later and have this, like, delayed reaction, this delayed consequence for that thing that could just mentally fuck with you. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying I have empathy for a human being that would have to go through that sort of thing, you know? So, yeah, I mean, look, this is ultimately, like, we're going to move on. Like, I'll address a couple other questions. But this, look, it's one of those situations. It's not going to, it's not going to win me any points with anybody because most of you want fire and brimstone on one side or the other. And I'm just not there. And you're going to have to either be okay with that or fucking leave. Because that's it's kind of how I roll, man. It's kind of how I roll. I also think, too, one last thing that I'll say about this. I think we now know why Doc didn't chime in the Kendrick. Actually, I got two more things to say about this. I think we now know why Doc didn't chime in during the Kendrick and Drake thing, which is kind of fucked up, but also kind of hilarious. And one other thing I will say is that even though this whole situation is super fucked up, and I think in a lot of ways the world we live in is just so twisted, we do get these little humorous, like in the middle of all this shit, we do get these little humorous things. And there's a clip that's going around of the moment he gets that text on stream. And the Elden Ring music comes in as he's like realizing that he's completely fucked. And there's just something about that moment that is, I keep watching it, and it is kind of funny. Like, it's like when you know you're cooked, and, or, you know, like people were saying, like when the Elden Ring music comes in to solidify how cooked you are. Like, it is, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Do you guys want to talk about something else? Do you want to talk about something else that's just as awesome, has nothing to do with the internet and how stupid people can be on the internet? Does anybody have any questions? You guys want to drill me? Want to put me in a fucking what's the lie detector test thing called again? More concerned about the people on the Epstein list, to be honest. None of them have been arrested. Yeah, I mean, there's also, look, dude, there's all sorts of hypocrisy out there. I mean, it's not hard to find hypocrisy. If that's your goal, you're gonna find it. And I think polygraph, yeah. And I think for some people, it's just more fun to look at hypocrisy. Sure, there's no shortage of hypocrisy out there. I mean, there's, like, trust me, bro. Like, I could get into all the little different things. I just don't care. It's all just silly humans being silly, to be honest with you. Josh is sad that his hero is a pedo. Well, I wouldn't say that Doc is a hero of mine. I mean, look, I'll be real. I'm fucking super disappointed. I mean, when it first happened, it was kind of during Me Too, right? And I think a lot of people's first reaction to it was like, oh shit, it's going to be a Me Too thing, right? And I was just like, God, I hope not. Like, obviously, if you like a person, you hope that it's not true. I mean, by the way, if you hope it is true, you're kind of a sick individual because you're literally hoping there's victims when there's a possibility that there's not. But I would say from my perspective, dude, super fucking disappointed for sure. Can't really fuck with Doc. Don't even want to say yeah anymore. But yeah. It's a wild situation, man. It's wild. He confirmed it's true, didn't he? I mean, essentially he confirmed that what that first guy said was true. And that guy's not a good guy. That guy's fucked up. He tried to use the information to, like, sell out a show on the internet or something. Like, dude, that's the thing is, you know, there's this idea out there that it's a bunch of virtuous people and then a few bad eggs here and there. And it's like, that's not exactly what's happening. There's a lot of bad eggs and there's a lot of people that are not really virtuous. But obviously some things are worse than others, and we do have some lines. And dude, this is a line, bro. Like, you can't, like, there's just no way that that's okay. This would have never happened if Doc had Babu Frick. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to agree with you. Was it just conversations, or was it more to it than that? I mean, his own words. You should read the tweet yourself. His own words. Not good. And also understand that he is incentivized to characterize it in the best way possible. Right? So we take that filter to his exact words. Whew. That's not good, bro. That's not good. Taco about Star Wars. Okay, I will talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about Star Wars, and let's talk about something that is definitely not controversial and definitely doesn't have to do with flawed people on the internet, virtue signaling, and all of that. Did you guys see the stupid-ass video that all those content creators did trying to say that Star Wars is for everybody? Holy shit. You know, look. Here's the thing. We have to give credit where credit is due. And even though it is Internet Thunderdome, even though there's a large amount of goddamn ridiculousness out there on the internet, I was actually proud, dare I say it, I was proud at the vast majority of folks' reaction to that video. You had people on the left saying it was performative and cringe and these people were slimy. And you had people on the right saying that it was cringe, performative, and that these people were slimy. So there's actually hope that every once in a while we can point out something within this simulation and I think accurately categorize it as a bunch of bullshit. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what happened, a bunch of content creators got together to make a video, and it's very similar to Gal Gadot's Imagination or Imagine video. Let's watch it. No, thank you. No, thank you. You can go find it on your own. And by the way, was I asked to be a part of this video? The answer is yes. Was I in the video? The answer is no. Okay. Now, basically you had a bunch of content creators come out and make this video. And I think the attempt, was to virtue signal. It was basically to say that, like, Star Wars is for everybody, regardless of, how you feel about Ki-Adi-Mundi and lore. No. But, like, they were doing all the usual things, Like, if you're this kind of person, you're welcome here. If you're this kind of person, you're welcome here. Okay? And a couple of really interesting things happened after they made the video. Number one, it came out from some folks that the person that had organized this video, which, unless I am mistaken, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not even going to get into that. I am not going to get into any specific person. I am not going to talk about any specific account. You guys can go look at it yourself, and you can kind of put the pieces together on your own. The person that organized that has been accused of being a pretty vile motherfucker behind the scenes. Being really not a good person. Yeah. Another person that was in that video has been trying to catfish a bunch of people. Now there's actually a way that the first story with Doc actually links into this story. Okay, let me explain it. And this is something that I will share with my sons as they get older. Don't fall for a honeypot in the DMs. Holy shit. Don't be stupid as fuck. Don't. Okay? Because one of the people that was involved in this video had gone around and was catfishing people, pretending to be a female, of which they stole all these photos of, like, an innocent lady's Instagram, some rando, and pretended to be a female to try to elicit, basically to try to fucking dock a bunch of people. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, and I actually have never talked about this, and I'm going to keep it real coded. This is only for very, very OG people. Something like this happened within our community a long time ago. And there were some folks that sent pictures to this account. And if you know, you know. That's all. This is a thing that people do. Like a lot of these internet people, man. And when I say internet people, I mean chronically online, depressed, just the dregs of society. Weirdos. Okay. A lot of these people will try to catfish people or try to elicit dick pics or like solicit, sexual messages to people that they actively hate to try to use as ammunition to take them down. That shit happens. And I just think, number one, yes, the people that fall for that are very stupid. But also the people that do that, that's like another level of, like, that is a Joker level psychopathic behavior. That is, you are a fucking psychopath. Like, holy shit. What a psycho. So basically, what had happened was these people put together this video to virtue signal. It turns out they're the fucking worst, chat. They're the fucking worst. And it's like, wow, just another day within the Star Wars fan. By the way, a lot of them like threatened Star Wars theory and stuff like that. Like somebody before it came out that they were catfishing and being scummy to regular folk. Some of them were out there like threatening Star Wars theory or like wishing death upon him and stuff like that. So it's like you're regularly scheduled weirdos. And not to get, too crazy about it, but I personally believe that, I'm going to say it, trigger warning, I'm going to say it, I personally believe that Kathleen Kennedy, I said it, that Kathleen Kennedy has fostered this type of crowd in the Star Wars community. Yep. I've been saying it for years. It has to do with the culture. It has to do with the voices they promote within the community, which, by the way, some of the people that got invited to go hang with Dave Filoni and Leslie Headland were in this particular video. Yeah. So this is another byproduct of the way that they view public relations and branding. So it's like I say, man, what is Star Wars? What is Lucasfilm under Kathleen Kennedy? It is an Ouroboros of stupidity. There's no adults in the room, and they mistake virtue for merit. It's so crazy, right? So basically, welcome to the fucking internet, bro. Like, welcome to the internet. That's what it is. That's what we got to deal with. So, I wanted to touch on that. I wanted to talk about that. What's the video called? Guys, if you haven't seen the video, consider yourself lucky. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers that you are used to. Yeah. So, now that we've caught you up with like yesterday on the fucking internet. Anything else you guys want to touch on? Oh, that's the wrong way to say it. Anything else you guys want to talk about Before we get into breaking down the Acolyte episode 5, any other questions? Any other concerns? Josh, do some ketamine on cam. That is maybe the most interesting comment I've ever seen in chat. I'm good, but thanks, though. Thank you. R.I.P. the doc. Yes. Yes. Batman Cape Crusader trailer out. What? Really? Okay. Hey, yo, put that on the docket. We'll talk about that later. I do want to talk about that. I want to watch that trailer. Yeah. Why didn't you do the video, Josh? Because I can see through the bullshit. I know the particular individuals involved. I know what they're about. And, yeah, I'm just not about that life, man. I mean, you guys know me, man. I'm kind of on Oct too. You know what I mean? I left Nerd Theory. I got nothing bad to say about Theory, bro. I got nothing bad to say about that man. That man helped me out a lot in life. Okay? And he's dealing with trying to run a fucking Star Wars channel, the biggest Star Wars channel on the planet, while Star Wars is doing this. Right? So I got a lot of empathy for him too. But I'm on Oct 2 now. I'm on Oct 2. I walked away from that show. People wanted me to go on their streams, talk about Acolyte in the last couple of weeks. No, thank you. Thank you, but no, thank you. I'm on Oct 2. And just like Luke Skywalker, I'm about to jump off of that cliff. You understand? So that's where I'm at. Hawk 2? Yeah, Hawk 2. Oct 2 does sound like Hawk 2, doesn't it? Oh, shit! That's kind of crazy. John Cross says, I thought you weren't talking about Acolyte anymore. Yeah, I changed my mind. I don't know how life is for you guys. Okay? I don't know how, like, mental health or, you know, dealing with your job or whatever. I don't know what it's like for you. But for me, it is often a roller coaster ride. And I think Acolyte and my coverage of Acolyte and how I'm experiencing it has been a roller coaster ride. But for whatever reason, this week, I feel pretty comfortable talking about the episode. I feel like the take is right in the middle. There's stuff I like. There's stuff I don't like. Ultimately, the show is still not good. So I don't have to, like, deal with the backlash of thinking it's good, right? So I'm chill. I'm down. I'm down to talk about it. I'm down. X-23 dual-wielding sabers. Better than Rosario. I mean, she wasn't bad. Yeah, she wasn't bad. Okay, so how about this? Let's start with this, guys. What score would you guys give Acolyte Episode 5? What score would you give it? Out of 10. You let me know. Mav says, let's open a nerdy cafe called the Craped Crusader. That's not bad, brother. That's not bad. 6, 7, 7, 5, 4, 8, 4, 5, 5, 5, 8, 5. Damn, that's high. 8, 7, 8, 7, 5, 5, 7, 2, 7. Poll. 5. Poll's not a number. 7, 4. Good bit of 8s. I'm kind of surprised at that. It seems kind of split, man. Kind of split. Uh-oh, Justin gives it a 5. Uh-oh. 0 for the story. Yeah, the story's, like, bad. Isn't it wild how, like, just the basic writing of the show is so bad? That's probably the most shocking thing to me about the show, because I actually, remember, I enjoyed the first 2 episodes, and it was interesting the way that mystery was unfolding. But it's super easy to set up a mystery. It's much harder to, like, pay it off successfully. I mean, look at J.J. Abrams, right? The mystery box is a great way to drive interest through a plot. But a lot of his stories end up really unfulfilled. And I could not, like, dude, we were watching the episode, right? Which also, too, I want to make a suggestion. I have been going to the gym each week before Acolyte. It really helps. The beta endorphins begin to kick in as I put the episode on. I'm far less antagonistic towards it. And I just kind of chill. And I just kind of, you know, let it play out. And I will say this, the way that the episode was going for me, I was liking the beginning, not loving it, but liking it. There's certain parts of the combat that I think are fantastic. I love the way the Sith dude moves. I love the way he fights. Very, very cool. Like that whole thing was really interesting to me. I didn't love how he kept just disappearing. I didn't love how moments that I felt should have been lingered on and for us to really live in the emphasis of another Sith being there just went by way too quickly. So there's like pacing issues I have with the beginning, right? But then it gets into parts of the episode where it's just Amandla and Amandla talking to each other. And I literally, like, I started making, like, snoring sounds. Because that shit was so boring. It also doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't know what's going on with May, but her character is whimsical as fuck. Like, she goes from wanting to kill her sister, killing the Jedi, to wanting to turn herself in, and then wanting to kill the Jedi again, thinking that she was wrong. She's going to join the Sith, and she takes her sister's identity. And like I'm kind of shocked. I'm shocked at how poorly that's written. You know, like I really thought, like with Leslie specifically, my thought process of a person that comes into this kind of a thing, you know, especially with, I mean, you have to wonder if she knew or not that there would be a sort of level of critique that's maybe a little bit extra. But even regardless of that, don't you want to like make something that's like good? I just can't believe how mediocre the show is. And how the writing feels so uneven. I thought this would be a show that was like really well written, really well produced, and then maybe there would be elements of the show that were irritating, that were maybe even divisive, and then ultimately, yes, the way that it's promoted and some of the content would be very triggering to some fans, right? So I kind of thought, I was like, dude, wow, that's probably what we'll get. We'll probably get this really solid show that brings, you know, maybe there's some questions about what they're doing with the lore, the Jedi, and a lot of fans aren't going to like it, but it's going to be solid. And I'm shocked at how not solid it is. And I hope that Lucasfilm is able to sort of look out there and despite all the reaction, and look, a lot of the reaction is obviously over the top. It's Star Wars. It's the Star Wars fandom. And yes, it is true that you have more reviews on the Acolyte than like 4 seasons of reviews on, or I guess 3 seasons of reviews on Mandalorian. So there's obviously review bombing going on, right? The Star Wars fandom is crazy, as we've already talked about. But I hope Lucasfilm is able to sort of at least just see that I think objectively there's just a lot of problems here. And I kind of can't believe that they would put this thing out in its current form and talk all that shit, because it's just not that great, right? Now, I will say this, though. It is absolutely the best episode of the season. It absolutely deserves credit for doing a lot of cool lightsaber Sith kind of fighting stuff. It absolutely deserves credit for that. And for that reason, for this particular episode, I'm somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8.5. I can't quite decide. Okay? But here's something that's really funny and ironic. A lot of the Star Wars fan base would get mad or make fun of people like me when I loved Ahsoka Season 2, or rather Ahsoka, Mando Season 2, and some of these other things, right? We've all seen these fucking butthole dweebs that will say, oh, well, all he cares about is cameos and lightsabers. You know, oh, he doesn't like stories, all these sort of things, right? All those people. And it's hilarious to watch them unable to keep that same energy and love Acolyte when essentially it is just like all of those other things. Super weak, not really intelligently written. It's spectacle over substance. It's just lightsabers and stuff. It's so ironic to me to watch people celebrate the show. The same people that were making fun of me because they would say, oh, well, this person just wants spaceships, lightsabers, and stuff like that. That is absolutely another example of the irony and the hypocrisy within the Star Wars fandom. So it's, just another day. Just another day within the Star Wars fandom. But for me, it's probably the best episode. I think it's definitely the best episode. Somewhere between a 7.5 and an 8.5. Now, let me talk about a few things that I'm really sort of missing from this episode. One of the things that really bugged me, because the Sith dude is cool, right? I mean, come on. Some of those kills, fantastic, dude. The way he killed Daphne Keane, amazing. Amazing. Right? Loved it. The way he snapped Yord's neck, super cool. The whether it's adamantium or what's it called, Coruscant or something like, there's a material that can reflect lightsabers. That's cool. But though, you know what I was missing was like the gravitas and the emphasis or the umph of a Sith. Let me explain. What's his name? Quagmire? Quagmire. Let's call him Quagmire. So Quagmire, as he is introduced in the show, is this sort of jokey, weird potion maker guy. Giggity. And like, to me, I think of that as a mask. Right? So the goofiness, the silliness, and that attitude and that aspect, the Quagmire character is a mask. In the same way that Palpatine is the mask. Sidious is the real identity. Right? I feel like the mistake they made with the character was they kept those aspects of his personality, the sort of jokey, lighter, almost like Joker-esque attitude and energy that he expresses. They keep that even when he's mask off. And I didn't like it. I feel like there has to be a switch up. And I feel like what I want to see and what I want to feel is this animal. Like when Palpatine slowly starts revealing to Anakin that he's actually the Sith Lord, there's something animalistic that comes out. There's almost like this weird eroticism where like Palpatine's like, I know you would. He's feeling that his desire to want to kill him. It's like super creepy. It's fucking weird, dude. And it has this like, oh shit, like my stomach kind of drops and I'm like, oh fuck, like that's a Sith. And I don't get any of that with Quagmire. I feel like it's a mistake to have him be this mysterious badass dude. He's wearing this mask. He's wearing a literal mask. And then you unmask him. And yet he's still the same character. Like, it's weird. It's weird. I feel like they should have had a different take or like a different performance from the actor when he is revealed to be a Sith. Like, I don't love this guy being like, I'm what you would call a Sith. It's like, what? No. Like, it should be more like, your order has known us by many names. Or some, like some fucked up, like it has to feel like this dark fucking wizard, this Lich Lord has been revealed. Do you know what I mean? And I don't feel any of that. So like, this guy doesn't feel like a Sith to me. He feels like maybe a pretender or some weird like, it's just not executed well. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's a pretty important detail. So I got to dock major points for it, you know? But also, like, I'm not going to sit up here and say it's not cool. Like, it is cool. I like a lot of the movement. The design, I think, is cool. There's a lot of stuff that they do that's cool with the character. But the show's poorly written. The characters don't make any sense. And if you're going to do the Sith, like, I was trying to explain this to Elisa last night, because she's not really a hardcore fan, right? So she loved the episode. You know what I mean? And look, dude, it's cool if you love the episode, right? But I was trying to explain. I was like, well, look, I don't want to be that guy, but, like, here's why he's not doing it for me as a Sith, you know? And to me, it's a big deal. If you're going to do a Sith outside of what we know in canon, you've got to, like, really respect that. Like, that should have been the number one thing on the whiteboard in the writer's room. Respect the Sith. Because it's such a crazy thing. And it's so important to the overall story that you have to take so much consideration to build up and to create a Sith character that will resonate with the fans. You know what I mean? So, like, mixed bag, ultimately. Mixed bag. But I do believe, and I do think it is the best episode of the season. And I think it does deserve a lot of credit. It does some, you know, does some cool stuff in the episode. If the whole show was more like this, we would maybe sit back and enjoy it a little bit more. But I'll tell you, it's that Mando writing. It's that Ahsoka writing. Like, this is not Andor. I don't even like Andor, but it's not that. The writing is so infantile. Maybe that's okay. But I just feel like overall, I was expecting something a little bit different. You know? You creating Sith fans in your chat? Well, look, if you've watched Revenge of the Sith, like, you get it. You know, if you're a prequel fan, like, you get it, dude. Like, even the music, when Darth Maul first attacks Qui-Gon on Naboo, and even the music, they're like, ah, 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 ah. My mic's, like, not picking it up, but it's like, ah, ah, ah. And it's like this creepiness. And he fights like an animal. And there's just this, like, the whole thing is shocking. Qui-Gon barely makes it out. You know what I mean? And then you get to the reveal in Revenge of the Sith, and it's like, oh, shit, like, it's Palpatine. And he's an animal. That sound he makes when he does the 900 spin and takes out all the Jedi, the scream, it's feral. Like, it's really supposed to be scary. You know? And I just didn't, I don't think they nailed it. And I think there should have been somebody in the room that was like, yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Like, we got to try something a little bit different here, because this is the legacy of the character. This is what, you know, this is what it is. So, do you think any parts of him were scary? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's less is more, meaning when he first comes down, I thought that was creepy and cool. The way he flicked her away and then, you know, did the thing, that's cool. A lot of the kills, very cool. The way the character moves, very, very cool. The problem is when they take the mask off and they start having him talk, it undoes a lot of it. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's just not working for me. But there's a lot. There's absolutely creepy stuff that happened. For sure. I get that, but his arms, though. I mean, yeah, the dude was jacked, you know? Super strong. It was cool. I really liked the combat. Like, the combat was cool. It was cool. I think the sad truth of Acolyte, right, is, I mean, unless something changes drastically, because we have 3 more episodes, so like about an hour and a half of content. Unless something drastic changes, Acolyte's mid with flagrant as fuck promotion and PR. So it's a net negative for the fan base. Like, it's just more mid, and it's more inflammatory than anything they've ever made. So there's no way that's a positive for the fan base. Where do we go from here? Well, I mean, look, the current plan for Star Wars. The current plan for Star Wars. Yo, Reed, I thought I automatically got into that beta because I was in the closed alpha. Please check that for me. I mean, here's the thing with Star Wars. Bro, they're just trying to act like the sky isn't falling. And they're going to make these movies. They're going to make Ahsoka too. They're going to make Skeleton Crew. They're going to make, whatever else they make. And they're just going to act like the sky isn't falling. Oh, for the actual series. I got to tell you, I have no idea. I mean, maybe May now kills Soul. I don't know. Is there even a possible way that this ends in a satisfying way? Yeah, I have no idea what the end goal is. And then it's like, okay, so then does one of them go train with the Sith dude? Do they both not train? Everyone has to die? I don't know, bro. It's very poorly written. So it's like there's no way. I can't even think of a satisfying ending. Yeah. It's crazy. $180 million. Yeah. The green meanie covers it all up. Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. That's not satisfying at all. We're really going through the motions here, dude. Like, to go from the way they open it in the first 2 episodes to be where we're at here, where it's just so derivative, so fluffy, so like, I really expected more. I thought it was going to be more complex. And it is just not, dude. Yeah. May and Osha team up to kill the Sith, then kill each other. Oh, that sounds fantastic, dude. Can't wait for that shit. Yeah. But credit where credit's due. I did think this week's episode was better. Okay, let's get into some chats here, baby. Let's catch up on some chats. And then we're going to talk Superman. Oh, I got mixed feelings about Superman, chat. Oh, I got mixed feelings about this Superman movie, man. It's another one where the internet can't seem to figure me out. You know what I mean? I had people literally harassing me over the weekend because I thought the Superman suit in the Daily Planet photos looked bad. 2 days later, I'm talking about how I've flipped on the movie, and I got those people unable to figure out what to say to me, and I got other people harassing me. It's unbelievable. Welcome to the internet. Okay, let's catch up on some of these chats though. Okay, Rayumbo says, "Hey Josh, sent you an interesting Discord message, which is a theory on the set leaks for Superman. Take my money, Nerd Vengeance for life." Interesting Discord message, you say? Where, hang on. When did you send it? Last night? For some reason. I don't see the message, bro. Send me another one. I don't see it. Sorry. Rossi gifted a membership. Appreciate you. The Bono Man gifted a membership. Appreciate you, brother. Rossi says, "What color would you say you look good in?" With a winky face. I'm more of a winter. Kyle, I'm sorry. Look, let me just say this. First of all, I'm more of a winter, Rossi. So like darker, like gray or darker tones. I look. Red brings out all of the red in my skin. Makes me look a little blotchy. Okay, I'm just trying to keep you informed so that when you buy me the next, shirt or outfit, you get me something that's darker tone. Okay, that's number one. Number two, guys, everybody that has sent me a message that I didn't get back to you with, it's because there's a sea of messages that I haven't gotten back to people with. So I need all of you to send the message again. Whatever it was, if you need me to ship you something out, if you need me to get you in the Diamond Lounge, you need to send me another message. So do it again. Because it's like a sea of DMs, bro. Like, it's literally like hundreds of DMs on every platform. Most of them on Twitter are some weird Asian lady saying that her sister saw my profile and they want me to, like, hit her up or something like that. So, oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, Michael Real says, Ayo, Papa Josh, good morning. Unity! Hey, appreciate you, brother. Kyle says, love the episode because of the lightsabers, but the bait and the planned controversy just sucks. The writing is theater class quality. Why Star Wars? Why? Yeah, no, dude, Kyle, totally agree. Also, you got to hit me up. I want to send you a t-shirt. So don't send a message today because there will be like 100. Shit, I guess. I'll try to get to him today. Okay, I'll try. Also, you can send me an email. You know what? Send me with a raven or one of those Harry Potter owls. If you guys figure that out, you'll probably be that'll be better. John says, I've been watching the doc since I was 15. It hurts. Bad, honestly. I'm docking my profile picture for Halloween. He did the right thing telling the truth, but I'm heartbroken. Yep. I think that's fair, man. I think it's a fair take, and I understand, dude. Did you see the Red Letter Media's Acolyte review? No, I did not, but I like those guys. I find them to be pretty funny. But no, I haven't seen that. Jonathan says, Disney lightsaber combat was finally really good. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, man. There was some good moments in there. Love the kills, especially. Those were cool. Meister420 says, could Quagmire be the version of Darth Venomous? Tenebrous' secret second apprentice from the Plagueis novel? I think I'd like that. Thoughts? Yeah, something like that could be really cool. Oh, yeah, Sushi Juice. Listen, if your name is Sushi Juice, you better hit me up by Friday, bro, because you won the $200 GameStop gift card, but I haven't heard from you. So, on Friday, if you have not gotten back to me by Friday, I am going to draw for another person's name and give the $200 GameStop gift card to somebody else. Sushi Juice! Are you out there? Sushi Juice, are you out there? Yeah, Meister, I appreciate the message, and that could be cool, man. Maverick Pilgrim says they virtue signal because it's the virtue they got. I'm not sure what you mean there. I'm not sure what you mean there, but like I always find people that project virtue to be super sus. Number one, because projection in general could be a psychological way of coping with like your own flaws. But number two, like a lot of people do a lot of dope stuff and don't talk about it. Because the moment you start talking about it and trying to signal virtue, like your intentions come into question. So my thing is like, yo, put love into the world and be good to people, but do it on the low. Ross says, was in Jamaica all last week, so I missed the Star Wars drama, but I thought last night's episode was action-packed and pretty brutal. Hopefully ends strong. Yeah, look, I like it because I like lightsaber fighting and Sith and stuff. But I also acknowledge that it's not really well written. The Sith isn't really what I wanted them to be. But credit where credit's due. It's good. It's not great, but I thought it was cool. John Cross says, thought you weren't talking about Acolyte anymore. I changed my mind. Mav says, let's open a nerdy cafe. Oh, yeah, the Creped Crusader. Are we doing a deep dive on Hugh tonight for the Nerdvenger stream? Yeah, we're deep diving on Wolverine. I don't know if we're going to deep dive on Hugh, although we can. I want to do a couple more Wolverine stories. So if you are a member, tonight at 7:30, we're going to be live deep diving as a community on Wolverine comic book story runs so that we're like totally filled in on all the cool Wolverine stuff in case any of it has anything to do with Deadpool and Wolverine. And we will continue that this evening at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Be there. Vandalf the Black says, it was Manny the Sith all along. Yeah, I guess that's true. Nuck and Fudd says, 36 months, let's go. Lightsaber combat from Quagmire was awesome. Really shows the power of a Sith. A good bit of brutality without going rated R. Nerdvengers for life. Yes, and I will continue to say that that shit was cool. And I hope that we get more of that in some other projects because I did enjoy it. Rossi says with a 10 spot, very generous bro, says saber fights were great. Poison guy being Sith is unimaginative. If Sith didn't want the Jedi to know he's a Sith, why did he tell them he's a Sith? Don't care about the twins. Show is soulless. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of that. It's the kind of writing where they're like, oh shit, well, I guess this is a problem. Well, we could just write our way out of it really lazily instead of like thinking through the stuff that matters. Yeah, totally. Logan says, what's your take on the Sith being around theory? Just keeps hitting on it. I think it's unfair to judge at this point. Easily might not be a Sith still. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously I don't think it's super well executed, so I could see why it's upsetting to people. But we also know the Sith were around. They were just hiding. So there's always been the possibility that Sith were out there. Tenebris himself did have a secret apprentice. A lot of the Sith had secret apprentice. And we also know that in Exegol and like outside of the galaxy there were Sith. We also know there were witches. We know there were ancient. Like there was a lot of Force using and dark side using people within the galaxy. I don't hate it inherently. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I would have been pissed if there was no Sith. I felt like the whole show was built around the idea of exploring the Sith. So I would have felt robbed if this guy wasn't a Sith, if it was like the mom, the spiky-haired mom, which they kind of say some stuff in the episode that makes you think that. I would have been more pissed if there was no Sith, because I would have basically said, okay, so Leslie lured people in with the possibility of Sith and then just made it like the lesbian witches. That's fucked up. That would have been my take. But also, like, yeah, it's not super well executed, and I could say, just from the way the show has handled every aspect of its own content, yeah, I mean, the Sith being introduced is sort of nerve-wracking, because it's like, oh, man, how are they going to fuck this up? So, I get it, actually, but the Sith being around in it of itself doesn't really bother me. The real Jesse Lee Ree with a 10 spot, very generous, says he's not really a Sith and doesn't even know that Sith recently secretly still exist. But he knows the Sith code. He's just picked a scary name from history to add to his persona, but now he's got the attention of the real Sith. That could be cool. I don't hate this, so I guess my question would then be, how is he that powerful? What else has he been doing? What's the deal? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess we just have to let it play out. Him being a fake Sith, I kind of like. I'd still have questions about it. Maybe he's a secret apprentice of somebody. I don't know. It's interesting. IG Kevin says, and that's where they get you, not knowing the end. Yeah, no, I suppose so. Nuck and Fudd says it's going to end like this. Monday's going to show up, see a bunch of dead Jedi, and do the John Travolta empty wallet meme. Roll classic Star Wars credits. I don't hate that. That could be cool. Sith reveal was like a Scooby-Doo villain reveal. Yeah, it did feel kind of whack. The Exodus says, two of the most underwhelming things about Disney Star Wars are, number one, Nick Gillard not coordinating. Number two, no grandiose John Williams themes or score cues. Yes, I agree with both of those. I agree with both of those. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to... Andreas, did I miss your chat? Do we think Soul left the bodies there as a scapegoat for why they won't think it was a Sith? May kills him on the ship. No evidence left behind. It looks like I missed a couple other chats here too. Scapegoat. I'm not sure. Maybe that could work. I was a little bit confused as to why they didn't like bury the bodies or do anything like that, but I suppose they just need to get out of there ASAP. JJ Lamont says, he said, I'm what you might call a Sith. He didn't say he was a Sith. I think he is a Ren. Yeah, I've seen people have that belief in philosophy. They just have to do like a special edition version of the prequels where Mundy says, impossible, the Sith have been extinct for over a millennia. Oh, wait, actually, I do remember that there were these Ren folks, so perhaps it's one of those. It wouldn't take too much. You could probably just ADR it. You might even be able to replace his voice with AI. So, as long as Disney fixes it, we're good. And then Leonard says, so if Quagmire refers to himself as a Sith, and then does that confirm broken canon with episode 1, unless Mundy never finds out canon is safe. Man, I'm not trying to be rude here, but didn't we realize that Master Mundy was wrong in the Phantom Menace? Like, isn't the whole idea that he's wrong? How does it break canon for him to be wrong when we knew he was wrong? I'm just having trouble getting on the same page. The whole idea is that he doesn't know. Yeah, no, and he still doesn't know. Right? Like, what? I just feel like some of this stuff, right, is a little performative. Right? Like, I get it, man. I get it. Like, Master Mundy said it. But it's like, dude, we knew he was wrong. At last, we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last, we will have our revenge. Oh, wait, no, but Mundy said... Like, come on, man. They all agree with him, though, right? Actually, that's not true. In fact, after that moment, Yoda and Mace Windu share an interesting look. In fact, when the High Republic was first announced, I went back to that scene, and I was like, you know what? I think the reason Yoda gives that look to Master Windu is because Yoda knows. Yoda was hiding it. And perhaps because Windu is the leader of the council, he was like read in, and he might also know that the Sith exist. So, yeah, it doesn't really break anything for me. The Exodus says, being wrong and lying are the difference. We'll see. Yeah, but how do you know that he wasn't also just lying in Phantom Menace? Like, how do you know he wasn't lying? It does break it. Vlad, please explain how. I'm open to being wrong. It's performative anger egged on by pundits that don't not integrity and got dollar signs in their eyes. That's why I come back to y'all nerds It's rational here for the most part. Yeah, but I mean, look, I would it's like this. This is what I would say to you, John. Multiple things are true at once. And what you just said is true, but I would hope that you wouldn't also ignore the fact that I believe Leslie did this on purpose to further ruffle those feathers. And I also believe that the way this show has been promoted and talked about has been to piss off a portion of the fans that Disney considers to be problematic. So, like, multiple things can be true at once. Like, you could be absolutely right, but it's also the case that Disney's doing stuff that is counterintuitive. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in a lot of these times, people tend to cling to the truths that make them feel comfortable and ignore the truths that make them uncomfortable. You know? What if they just don't want us fans anymore and interestedly want kids and casuals? Yeah. Look, I think there's some truth to that. I think there is. I think Disney would prefer if a lot of the older fans with different expectations would either be silenced or would go away. Absolutely. That's my opinion. I think it's an informed opinion. I mean, frankly, like, I've covered this for 7+ years. I've been very close to a lot of these situations, and I've covered all these shows. I've read all the interviews. Like, I feel the way I feel, and I feel pretty strongly about it. Which is why they should reboot. I mean, maybe. We'll see. Okay, you guys ready to talk some Superman? You guys ready to talk about some Superman? Oh, hey, too, also, I wanted to do this to show, is Trev in here? Hey, Trev, you in here? Hey, Trev, you in here, bro? Oh, I love it, man. I love a great anti-Canada meme in the morning. Woo! Hey, there he is. Trev, feast your eyes. Feast your eyes on this, and don't you say shit about America. Okay. Superman. Oh, I shared this funny meme. Not enough people liked it and spread it out. But I made this yesterday, and it took me like, I don't know, 3-4 minutes in Photoshop. So, I just really wish more people would have liked and shared it. But what are you going to do? I guess people don't have a good sense of humor. Okay. So, where's it at? Okay, so obviously, let's kind of just take you guys through this, right? I missed your super. Well, I'll get it later, brother. Please remind me later. Which one did I miss? I missed your Kendall super? Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Rossi. I'm going to go read this super. And if it's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, I'm going to time you out for a week. Kendall had a great idea, in my opinion. What if Feige comes in and reboots Star Wars from episode 1? We start all over. Your thoughts on this? Okay, well, that's actually not a bad, that's not a bad super. I'm not going to time you out for a week. But I don't want to reboot, but I do think we need a fresh start. Okay, is that fair? So if he comes in, like clean slate, 1,000 years in the future, New start. But I don't want to reboot. George's stuff is the blueprint. It is the legacy. Okay. Now, are you satisfied? Can I talk about Superman now, Rossi? Holy shit. Okay. By the way, have we done a poll in this chat to see what you guys think about the Superman suit? I don't think we have. Wait, no, we did, didn't we? I think it was like 60-40. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do another poll. I just kind of want to see what you guys think. And then we'll continue to talk about it. Hey, Anakin Stark. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the gifted. How do you feel about this suit? We'll go love it. Like it. Meh. Hate it. Okay, cool. Let's see what you guys think. Now, I obviously have my whole situation with James Gunn, my whole situation with DC. Okay? I missed your super chat. I'll get into it later. We're talking about Superman right now. I try to catch up on the chats, but right now we're talking about Superman. Holy shit. Okay. So I obviously have my situation with James Gunn, Henry Cavill, Superman, all of it, right? When I saw the initial reveal of the Superman suit, I thought it was terrible. When I saw the shots of the suit in the newspaper photos over the weekend, I thought they were terrible. But when I saw these set photos with Superman, I actually flipped. Okay, I flipped. We talked about this on stream. I made a video about it yesterday. I have flipped. I am more excited about the Superman movie. I like the look. Okay, but more stuff came out. So there was a shot of, like more suit shots. There's shots of Clark Kent. I think I talked about it here. Yeah, I said this is good because look at this guy. Look at this freaking guy. Now, number one, James keeps trying to insert me into his movies, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you, James. But number two, and maybe more importantly, I actually like this look for Clark Kent. Okay? Because he looks so fucking ridiculous. And he looks so, like, innocuous and, he kind of looks like a pleb. I mean, frankly, he looks like the person that was catfishing all of those people in the Star Wars community. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like your average Star Wars fan. You know? He looks like a guy that is so mad that the Sith are around and that Leslie Headland is making the Star Wars gay. You know? Like, he is a perfect 4chan post, Reddit upvoting, comment making pleb. It's perfect. Why is it perfect? Because there's nobody in their right mind that would think this dude is Superman. Super effective. And I love Henry Cavill, but come on, man. Henry Cavill as Clark with an incredibly distinct butt, chin, and facial structure. Like, he looks exactly like fucking Superman, right? You know what I mean? It's crazy. This is a good Clark Kent because you can't see him as Superman. Okay? So, I like it, and I think it's good. Okay? So, you have to understand, I'm trying to set up a story here. I'm trying to get you to understand what it's like. No one knows what it's like to be hated by James Gunn fans for telling only truth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, like, I am on this roller coaster ride of emotion. I went in from being really skeptical, saying that, you know, James is a big, stupid beanie. And then all of a sudden I'm in, bro. I'm like, dude, Clark Kent, perfect. Okay, yeah, I'll throw a little Jennifer Holland meme, like he puts his wife and everything, but it's cheeky. You know what I mean? I'm not being rude. I love the suit. I made a video about the suit. I'm trying to carry water for Superman all of a sudden. And then this. Okay, couple of things we got to talk about. Do you guys remember this? Let me see. Make it a little smaller so you can see it better. Do you guys remember? Oh, okay. So this is My Time to Shine being absolutely correct. And James Gunn commenting on it with, and people said he was debunking here. I mean, I don't know. This is actually the least debunking that this dude has done, but this dude lies and debunks shit like all the time. Okay. So this shit is true. Shine had him on the suit, completely pegged. This is very much what the Superman suit looks like. Okay. Do you guys remember this? Okay. So why do I bring this up? I bring this up because Gunn continues to lie, and there are scoops and leaks that I think are accurate. Okay, so he's debunked me, but then fired Henry Cavill. He debunked Shine, but then had the suit exactly the way that she had it. And he debunked this report here. And if you recall, the way he debunked this report was him being like, the hero of Superman is surprisingly Superman. The villain of the movie is surprisingly Lex Luthor. Don't believe everything you read. Blah, blah, blah. I'm James Gunn. I went to court to try to get the co-writer of Guardians of the Galaxy's name removed from it because I'm an egomaniac. Okay, the point is, this is an old scoop from Daniel RPK, one that he also came out and debunked, right? And scoop says, according to Daniel RPK, Ultraman, a Superman clone created by Lex Luthor, is the main villain of the Superman. Ultraman will not be from another universe. You know what I mean? So again, like I'm on this like roller coaster ride, and then we get this image from the set right here. And I gotta say, if this is not Ultraman, it is only because petty as fuck James Gunn changed the name of the character just so that Daniel was wrong. So this is either Ultraman or they changed the name of it and it's Ulysses. But this is, I mean, if this isn't a Superman clone, I don't know. And it's weird, man. It's weird. I'm trying to be supportive. I'm trying to get excited for the movie. When the Ultraman rumor came out, I was like, well, I like Ultraman, but I like the real Ultraman. I think he's from Earth 3. He's on the crime syndicate. He snorts kryptonite to get power. And then he's actually weak in the sun. Ultraman's great. But this is not that Ultraman. This is like a clone of Superman. And I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed here. I don't like a clone Superman. I don't like changing Ultraman. I don't like that this is literally Black Noir, and it's what they do in the comic of The Boys. I don't know, bro. Like, I really think that's kind of an L. And the reactions that I had when I first heard about the rumor are they still stand. You know? And it kind of feels like, guys, that a lot of the leaks that came out, right, which would have, you know, the Middle East thing, which then Gunn debunks, but now it appears that the Middle East thing is actually still in the movie in some ways. The clone Superman thing, which Gunn debunked, but we're literally looking right at him. Like, a lot of the stuff that was out there is true. The suit leak is true. So it kind of leaves me in a weird spot. Now, ultimately, we've got to just see how the movie is executed. And look, there's things I like about it. I like Mr. Terrific. I like the Superman suit. I love the Daily Bugle. I like them shooting in Cleveland. I like the street names, the cameos and stuff like that. But I got to tell you, I don't love a clone Superman. I don't love another evil Superman. And I don't like them changing Ultraman. I mean, for as much as, like, Gunn, is he really going to do something that derivative? Daily Bugle? Yeah. Daily Planet. Whatever, bro. So, yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I wanted to bring it up to you guys because, again, it's like a roller coaster ride for me. And, yeah, it seems like they're doing an Ultraman. They're doing a Superman clone. So I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Like, are you down? Because look, there's a charitable interpretation of this. Like, even when it was first coming out, I said, there's like, he could be cooking with this. He could do something really interesting. But I'm personally bored of like evil Superman. I'm bored of the clone thing. I mean, that's very close to what they do with Zod and you know, Batman v Superman. So it's not my favorite thing to see. I also think it's like crazy that he shot this in broad daylight and didn't realize it would come out. Didn't realize that people would be able to backtrack to him debunking it and understand that he's a liar. You know, so it's, I don't know. The whole thing just feels a little weird. Maybe it's only weird for like people like us, right? For people like us that are like super into it, that follow all the scoops, that follow all that shit. Maybe it's just weird for us. Maybe most people don't give a fuck or don't think about it. But yeah, for me, it's been a super weird experience. Super weird. Justin Yale says, "Badunk it" with a heart. Yeah, we should badunk it. Absolutely. Adam says, "No one outside of this chat cares." Well, I would, first of all, I appreciate that because it kind of implies that like I have all of the people that care about this in a singular chat, which would be kind of amazing. That's of course not true because I haven't even tapped into the full nerd bubble that cares about all these sort of things, right? And also, Adam, I want to put you on the hot seat, brother. Like, what do you think about this? Like, I mean, do you care? Do you like it? I guess what I'm saying is, in a perfect world, I would have preferred that this specific set photo did not come out. You know what I mean? I would have just preferred that. Or here's another question. Like, why wouldn't you just do like a different character and digitally replace him as Ulysses? Well, look, here's the thing. If it is Ulysses, it's only Ulysses in name. And Gunn literally probably just changed it to try to make the leaker look bad. Like when Logan Lerman or Lehman Logan or whatever was the top choice for Superman, and then Grace said it, and then Gunn took him off the list. Like, it's that kind of a thing. I think it's just Bizarro just named Ultraman. I mean, maybe, but doesn't that kind of suck? Like, Bizarro's kind of cool. And Bizarro World is kind of cool. Like, I just think it doesn't matter what comic book name he gives the cloned character. It's too derivative. It's not going to live up to what all of those other characters could be. And it feels way too much like Black Noir, dude. Stop leaking his news. Okay, I will think about doing that just for you, Quentin. Has anyone else seen Clark Kent picture? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Lurgan Lehman. Yes, that's the guy. DC dead. The Bear season 3 tonight. That's maybe one of the wildest chats I've ever seen. Yo, bro, DC is dead. Watch The Bear. I didn't know The Bear had it like that. H. Chris says Ulysses is an actual Superman villain. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is like, there's no way this is Ulysses, the actual Superman villain. Like, make that make sense. Why does he have this fucking mask on? Why is he working with the engineer, Rick Flag, and the military? You'd have to change the character so much that it's essentially not the character. Ultraman doesn't wear a mask, though. 100%. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. It's Ultraman in name only. Okay, Quentin Optimus Rib. Or wait, what? Optimus Prime Rib? That's a great name. Says Quagmire is their brother created by the witches or the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Oh. Yeah, it's a good theory. That's a good theory. Fanjack says, I don't know, but can't wait to find out when we watch the movie. So, why are you here? I would just guess that you're here because the discourse surrounding the movies and surrounding the production is often entertaining to engage with. So you can't be here and sign up for that engagement and then clown on the engagement. You understand? Like, you can't come to the wedding and be like, weddings are bullshit anyways. Divorce rates are through the roof. Like, you're that guy right now. Cole says, so this is Ultraman. Does that mean that Superman is going to involve the multiverse? Because that would have a lot of future potential. Well, no, because this isn't the actual Ultraman. Guys, I feel like I'm talking in circles. Am I making sense? Did I have a stroke earlier in the stream? Or is this like that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where, like, my recollection of what's happening right now is nowhere near what's actually happening? Like, am I drooling into the mic right now? Did I take too many Quaaludes? Like, what is happening right now? I feel like I'm answering the same fucking question! You can't tell me what to do. I guess that's fair. Josh is about spoilers and theories. Hey, thanks. Appreciate you. Throw tomatoes, chat. Yeah, no, that's that feels pretty accurate. Mas! I mean, I see drool. You know what's funny? The other day, I was shooting a video. Which, by the way, can I just say to everybody here that, like, I'm trying in videos again? Like, there was a minute there where I was like, ah, man, I'm, like, not going to try when I make videos. And everybody should still watch, even though I'm not going to try anymore. Yeah, so, okay, I fucked up, okay? I was wrong, and now I'm trying again. So, watch the goddamn videos. Okay, anyway. I was shooting a video the other day, and while I was editing it, I was enjoying some nice kettle corn popcorn. It was delicious. Okay. But there was a part, I had to add a part to the end of the video, and I didn't notice that there was like a whole ass kernel of kettle corn in my beard. And I caught it when I was editing, and I was like, God damn it. So look out for that in one of the videos that's coming out soon. By the way, speaking of videos, I have a big video coming out today that goes over the new Wesley Snipes Blade leaks for Deadpool and Wolverine. They're actually incredible. And it's crazy that they're doing with this with Blade. Like, dude, trust me, it's fucking wild. I can't believe this is happening. And also the context for what he's doing in the movie and who else is going to be around him is really, really cool. So I'm actually really excited. I was like, damn, that's cool. Is it true? It's true, baby. It's true. So you got to check that out. We're going to release that later today. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Den of Kernels. Yeah, a little bit. LOL, you could say you were corny. God damn it. Hyped AF for Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's go. Let's go. How do you know it's true, bro? Because here's how I know it's true. I've seen the movie. I watched his scenes in it, but I'm not supposed to say that I have access to the movie or that I watched his scenes in it. So instead, I'll tell you this. A lot of very reliable people have been talking about this for some time, and it's big news that he's actually in the film. And the context and the people that came out to talk about him being in the movie is from a lot of really good people. So, yeah. They shouldn't change Ultraman. What if they want to bring in legit Earth 3 crime syndicate in a later date? Oh, I totally agree, dude. That's another reason why I'm mad about it. But, you know, don't tell Adam. Because he'll just be like, oh, well, let's just see how they handle Earth 3 and the actual crime syndicate when we see the movie. Sheesh. What, you've seen the movie? No, I haven't seen the movie. Or have I? You, GeekyCast, and Warstu are my go-to spoiler guys. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I like those guys, man. Me and Warstu have kind of had a little bit of beef here and there, but I don't really have a problem with him. It was funny, like, I guess I blocked Warstu a long time ago, and randomly Paul from Heavy Spoilers hit me up. I want to say it was like over a year ago, and he's like, what did the lad do? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, he showed me a tweet in which Warstu was bragging about how I blocked him, Grace Randolph blocked him, and like some other people blocked him, which also I just think is so stupid. Like, we're bragging about getting blocked. But anyway, I don't remember why I blocked him, so I unblocked him. And then after about a day, I was like, I can see why I blocked him. So I muted him, you know, kind of in between. But I don't have anything against Warstu, you know. Seems like a fun guy. Probably be good to get in a scrap with, you know. But, yeah. Why don't you like Invincible? Wait a minute, what? Who thinks I don't like Invincible? Wait a goddamn minute here, Okay? Because this is a worst accusation. I will not let this accusation stand. You know what I mean? Like, let's cut the fucking bullshit. Okay? You guys know there's never a filter with me unless for 4+ years when I can't talk about something and I hide it completely from everyone. Okay? I think X-Men 97, was there a tweet where I said I like X-Men 97 better than Invincible? The answer is yes. Was there a tweet when I said that Invincible Season 2 really fell off and they kind of screwed up? The answer is yes. But the internet is a destruction zone. And I've seen all of the accusations and the words that are being so loosely thrown around. Okay? You say, I didn't like Invincible. That's not true. I like Invincible. I just think the second season kind of fell off, wasn't as good. They really fucked up by delaying that long. The split season thing is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. So look, multiple things can be true. How many times have you read his response that you know it word for word? Well, I sat there for a while and I was like, no. And so I read it a couple times just to make sure. So. Low Lives says with a $5 holla. NR, what is that, New Rockstars? Had a video a few days ago about Deadpool and Wolverine interview where the actor said they are shaming their masculinity. Thought it was a return to masculinity. Is there a question in there? Am I missing something? The actors said they're shaming their masculinity. So I guess the movie, we can't watch it now? What do you want me to say? How about this? You have my permission to not enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine based on them saying that. You have my permission to not enjoy the movie because they said that. Does that work? Is that what we're trying to get at? I don't understand. John Cross says, Denev, oh no, oh no. Yeah, a little bit. Josh, did you see Kevin Feige on an official Marvel podcast talking about the Fantastic Four? Yeah, I did. Is it Batman time? Should we watch the Cape Crusader thing? Here's the thing. If we watch the Cape Crusader thing, you guys all have to smash an additional like on the video, and you all have to super chat. Minimum $10. I know. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. But Warner Brothers is going to copy strike this video. We're going to get 0 ad revenue from this video as soon as I watch this. So you guys just everybody, you know, super chats, likes, shares, you know, maybe some praise. You know what I mean? Maybe some praise. Like, oh, Josh, I actually think you look great in red. Oh, Josh, your takes are so good. Unbelievable. All that sort of stuff. Yeah. So if we get that kind of cooking, yeah, we'll watch the trailer. I got no problem with that. Batman, you say? Batman. Josh, your axe is so big. Oh, hell yeah. Wait, what? Ooh, this kind of looks good, dude. Prime Video, August 1st? Okay. Okay, gotta pause this music. All right, let's check it out. RIP ad revenue. Wait, what the fuck?
Everyone's mind these days. What do you think about the Batman?
I think Batman is cool.
I'm frightened. This whole city's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Well, he's breaking the law, ain't he? So they ought to catch that freak and lock him up.
I won't say it's gonna be easy, but catching criminals is what we do. So this one dresses up like Dracula, so what? We're gonna take him down. What do we know about this Batman?
He's been beating the tar out of muggers and dope peddlers out there the last few weeks.
Ooh.
He's mostly been seen at night driving that hot rod of his 100 miles an hour.
Aw, shit.
And now he's even attacking our brave police.
Nice car.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. And his time in Gotham is up.
Mischief afoot, sir?
3 explosions in 2 weeks. Peculiar. There's something more going on here.
I like this.
He knows too much. He's an itch that needs to get scratched.
Uh-oh.
The Kings don't run this court anymore. The Jester does.
Bang!
Look out! We could be looking at
An all-out gang war on the streets of Gotham.
Ooh.
This is a losing battle. 100 other monsters will show up to replace anyone you take
Alright.
down.
Probably. But now they'll all know I'm coming for them.
That's cool. What the fuck? Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. How many episodes? Anybody know how many episodes? That's cool. Been waiting on this one for a while, man. And a lot of the people involved are great. I mean, I like Bruce Timm a lot, obviously. I like the Batman, so that's cool. They don't really give too much away either. They just kind of give you like the style of it, a lot of that. You know, it's kind of like an introduction series. We're meeting a lot of the villains. Should be fun. Yeah. August 1st. What'd you guys say? How many episodes? 10? Dang, okay. Cool. Josh, how does memberships work when I sub through Twitch? You get all the benefits. It's just a little bit more complicated because you got to like go on Discord, link your Twitch account. You can access the stream tonight. After 6 months, you'll get access to the Diamond Lounge. A lot of stuff like that. So it works pretty much the same. Unfortunately, I can't see Twitch chat as well as I can see YouTube chat. So I apologize. I don't get everybody's chats over on Twitch all the time. I'm going to try to do a Twitch stream tomorrow. I'm trying to do like a Twitch stream once a week where we just kind of hang out with Twitch, play some games, and chill. So, yeah. Is animation the future of superhero content? I think animation allows certain things that maybe live action does not, but I don't think it's going to be the future, no. There's just too many people that still consider cartoons or animation to be lesser than. And if you want to maximize the audience, you gotta do live action. So that's what I think. That's what I think. I am excited about the Marvel Rivals beta, though. So that's in about a month. That'll be cool. That'll be fun. Beta. Do you print any physical copies of Unity? Not yet. Not yet. When the first 5 chapters are completed, we will print it. Yeah. Yeah. Campfire. Oh, okay. We'll cross over with more projects than just Loki. Ooh, okay. This is kind of interesting, guys. This is kind of interesting. Let's talk about this. Kevin Feige said this about Deadpool and Wolverine. Seeing them interact with TVA agents and people familiar with that organization from Loki Season 1 and Season 2 is a thrill. The combination of all those different worlds and all those different flavors, and perhaps even a few more that people won't know about until they see the movie, is a thrill. Ooh. Kind of cryptic, but kind of cool. Interesting, man. Let's listen to the pod live. Listen to the whole pod? How long is it? Oh, it's only 32 minutes? We might be able to take a look. It's on YouTube? No way. Really? Ooh, that would be cool. Is it video on YouTube? Because that could be fun. Let's see here. Marvel Podcast? The official Marvel Podcast. Oh, it's just... Okay, so there's no... It's just... That's okay. You guys want to listen to this together?
Welcome to the official Marvel Podcast. I am Langston Belton.
And I'm Preeti Chipper. Whether you've been a Marvel fan since Captain America picked up his shield, or you have just discovered that there's a Spider-Ham, and fun fact, he's not edible, you are in the right...
He's totally edible, dude. Like, come on, man. We're right out the gate with some bullshit. Of course Spider-Ham is edible. Everything's edible if you try hard enough. Jeez.
Place.
That's right. Consider us your all-access backstage pass, your entry to Hall H without having to wait in line. We've got all your favorite Marvel creatives on call and access to 85 years of Marvel archive.
Because people said they couldn't see it, so here you go.
H wasn't enough. Each week, we're going to bring you exclusive interviews, character deep dives, and surprises you can only get straight from the source, the House of Ideas itself.
Yes, this is our very...
Yo, that's crazy. They have Nerdvengers Tower in the background there. It's kind of blurred. Come on, guys.
First episode, and we are starting with a bang.
There's no one better to help us kick off this brand new podcast than Kevin Feige,
Yeah!
president of Marvel Studios and architect of the MCU.
Which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for those of you who are not acronym inclined. So to put it in perspective, the first movie in the MCU, Marvel Studios' Iron Man, came out in 2008.
True.
Let that sink in. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Why'd she say oof? Get the fuck out of here. Hang on, listen to this.
MCU.
Which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, for those of you who are not acronym inclined. So to put it in perspective, the first movie in the MCU, Marvel Studios' Iron Man, came out in 2008. Oof. Let that sink in. Yeah.
Oof? Fucking oof?
Time has passed and continues to do so. So Kevin really has been here since the very beginning.
Do you remember seeing Iron Man?
I do remember seeing Iron Man. I don't remember who I was with because that wasn't important. So I really don't. I really couldn't tell you who I saw it with. I didn't.
Who the fuck are these people? This podcast is terrible. Terrible. Dude, should have hired me. Kevin, you should have hired me. You should have just gone on the stream with me. Like, who are these people? Do you remember seeing Iron Man? Oof. The fuck out of here. Of course I remember seeing Iron Man. It was like a goddamn religious experience. That theater became a cathedral. Holy shit.
I didn't see it myself, but I was really excited to see my friends, but I couldn't tell you. People, my friends are going to hear this and going to be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I don't remember if it was you. I remember being very excited. I remember staring at Robert Downey Jr.'s beard, but it was I just loved the authenticity of it, but also, of course, the suit up sequence. I watch probably on a monthly basis. The first suit up sequence.
I remember staring at his beard.
He's just simply had enough of world affairs, and he's gonna get involved to get the job done, which I love.
Listen, Tony Stark is he's that guy. He's a rebel.
Oh no, it was really, really good. I can't remember who I was with. It's gonna bother me.
So Kevin has been working on Marvel movies before the MCU even existed. Movies like the early 2000s X-Men franchise and the Spider-Man trilogy, Fantastic Four, The Punisher, Hulk, and so many more. I actually got to talk to Kevin, by which I mean I tried desperately to be cool and was not cool at all. But we talked all about the latest and greatest coming from Marvel Studios.
Wait a minute. It was her that talked to Kevin?
Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the official Marvel podcast.
Oh, I'm excited to be here. I can't wait to get started.
What are your thoughts on connecting with the fans directly through this podcast?
I think it's great. I think Marvel has had I would say a tradition, but I think actually a pioneering tradition in fan feedback, going back to Stan's soapbox and to the letters in the comics. I think that back and forth is part of what made Marvel what it is. And I think that back and forth has become both easier and more difficult over the years.
What a great answer. I wonder if she has any idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Thanks to all the tech that we have. So I think I find that there's a lot of talking at each other. You know, Marvel talks at our fans through our work in many ways and through certain presentations. And the fans speak at other fans and at us through, you know, incredible fan-made podcasts and YouTube pages and things like that, which are just remarkable. So I like the idea that this is going to be another outlet to have a more direct connection.
Oh my God, and there are so many exciting projects coming from Marvel Studios over the next couple of years. We've got Deadpool and Wolverine, Agatha All Along, Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Daredevil Born Again, and that is like not even the full list. What excites you most about this current phase of film and TV?
Well, you know, the corporate answer is they're all our babies, and we love them all equally, and I'm very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine, and then Agatha All Along, and Captain America Brave New World, and Thunderbolts with an asterisk, and the new Daredevil. And that's true. But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast...
Yeah, get fucking real!
The answer is the Fantastic Four.
Ooh.
I'm incredibly excited
for
what we're doing with the Fantastic Four right now. And what Matt Shackman, our director, who did WandaVision for us...
So there's like everybody's like, why are you so mad? Why are you mad at her? Let me explain. Because I'm better. And it should have been me. Okay? So that's just it's straight up jealousy, envy, all those other words. It's that. So let me just explain. I just want to give you a taste of what this would have been like if Josh from Den of Nerds was on the other end of this line. I'd be like, well, Kevin, I got to tell you, I've got a boner now. Could you go any further about Fantastic Four? Dr. Doom, please. Please, 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 please. Dr.
Working
Doom.
on, he's already moved to London, and we start filming at the end of July. Funny story, we start shooting the Monday after Comic-Con.
Oh, wow.
The day after Comic-Con's first day of filming on Fantastic Four. And I'm extremely excited by it.
So I would have slipped in a little bit. I was like, oh, shit, that's great. So you're going to be filming right after you announce who's playing Dr. Doom.
Because I think those characters are mainstays, are legendary pillars of the Marvel Universe that we've never got to play with or explore in any significant way, apart from Multiverse of Madness and a few fun teases before, in the way that we're doing it in that film. So I'm extremely excited for that, and I'm also excited for the 2 Avengers movies, and that'll be after Fantastic.
Ooh, tell me more.
One thing that the MCU has done consistently that I really love is that they play with genre, whether it is throwing our favorite stories through the lens of a political thriller or a horror or even a sitcom, and we're seeing it again.
And I'm really excited about the to Avengers movies. So one of the things that the MCU does really well...
And the Fantastic Four cast announcement artwork, for example, was very 1960s influenced, suggesting that we might get a period film?
Yes, very much so. It is a period, and there was another piece of art we released with Johnny Storm flying in the air and making a 4 symbol, and there was a cityscape in the corner of that image, and there were a lot of smart people who noticed that cityscape didn't look exactly like the New York that we know or the New York that existed in the 60s in our world.
Surprised she didn't say oof.
And those are smart observations, I'll say.
Another big one, I think, for us is Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, we're coming up on the approach. It's very exciting. It's got, you know, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman coming into the MCU. Like, what was that like? Especially to return to someone like Wolverine, who's a character from some films that, like, launched your career, basically. Like, that's wild.
It was remarkable, and it was special because it was two diametrically opposed emotions at the same time, right? We had nothing to do with the first 2 extremely successful Deadpool movies, right? Marvel Studios had nothing to do with those. So in a way, we were playing in Ryan's turf, and we were playing in somebody else's sandbox. In the other way, they were coming into our sandbox, and what we wanted to make it unique was the blending of those styles. And when Hugh came on board, it then became, yes, very emotional on a personal level for me, because my Marvel career absolutely started 26 years ago in pre-production on the first X-Men film, and was a part of X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, and really the first 3 to a certain extent before we had the honor and privilege of becoming Marvel Studios and developing the MCU. So I'd not seen Hugh in a while, and certainly hadn't thought about Wolverine or the X-Men as something that we could do ourselves for many, many years. So it was really, really nice the way Sean Levy, our director, and Ryan was able to come in and embrace the best of what Ryan had pioneered with Deadpool and what Hugh had pioneered on those early X-Men films, and bringing them in a very irreverent way, which people are starting to piece together based on the trailers and the presence of the Time Variance Authority, into our sandbox. And it is feeling very good, and I'm anxious for the world to see it. Because we're very, very proud of it.
So just, look, I'm being cheeky. We're having fun here. But I just want to say to anybody at Marvel that's watching, there's something on the internet known as retention. Okay, it's most of us content creators, we got to live with our dicks on the table. We just put our shit out there. Our numbers are right out there in front of you. You're now in our realm. This is my house, Kimosabi. This is terrible. And there's nothing here that's going to build retention. They're not going to keep people listening. You're not going to keep people engaged. You need to hire somebody that understands this. This is not a podcast. This is terrible.
Very excited about what we have in store. And the entire thing is just as gory and just as foul-mouthed and just as R-rated as you would expect. But it also is extremely endearing and emotional. And I think people are going to leave excited to turn around and go watch it again.
I was going to ask, what their introduction means for the MCU. I think the goriness and irreverence and sort of that Deadpoolness is one thing, but what do you think it means to bring these 2 massive characters into, a universe that is so full of our favorites?
It's so many dreams coming true at once. It's the dream of seeing Ryan and Hugh together as those characters. They've developed a friendship in real life and this very fun rivalry in social media over the last decade or more. So just seeing them together in a movie is going to be amazing. And then seeing them interact with TVA agents and people familiar with that organization from Loki season 1 and season 2 is a thrill. So the combination of all those different worlds and all those different flavors, and perhaps even more that people won't know about until they see the movie, it's a thrill.
Yeah, I think something that's so compelling about the MCU in general is what we were all like. I remember walking into the theater in Regal Times Square to see Iron Man in 2008 and walking out and being like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, especially after
now
the post-credit sequence. And I was like, this is going to be like reading the comics.
Oof! No, it's not
So
oof anymore. What the fuck? I can't fucking believe that shit. It's unfucking believable. Oof. All right, anyways, we gave it a shot. This is no. We're done.
Speaking of this.
Nope. Okay. Anything else, chat? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you want to get into before we call it a day? Theories on the flag in Deadpool 3. I think it could be the sort of resistance that's being teased. You know, Cassandra Nova, obviously like in charge, the big bad on the Void. So, yeah, maybe that flag is like for the Avengers or the Resistance or whatever. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay, let me catch up on some chats here. See what y'all's got to say. Rahul says, Josh, I had a dream of you visiting India and getting your head shaved by a cow. Right on. Tosuke says, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? No, but I had a cow shave my head one time in India. It was pretty wild. Shreddy says, hey, this message was free. Den of Ice Packs. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. CZ Ride says, Josh, your views are solid even when they change. Hey, see? That's what I mean. More of that. Where are the sycophants? Where are the sycophants? That works, says Josh. Have you ever played Dark and Darker? I think you'd really love it. D&D vibes in the first person. Battle Dungeon Crawler. Yeah, I like Dark and Darker a lot, actually. Played it a little bit on stream last week. Played it over the weekend a good bit, yeah. Yeah. Aaliyah with a 10 spot. Oh my god, that's so generous. Says, I think the oof is because she felt old, trying to be fair. Irony, podcasts like this are trying to reach normies. Also, yet normies probably won't listen to this. Apply for this job. Yeah, I mean, guys, it was bad. Like, I'm sorry. That was just really bad. I think there's maybe a misconception of why certain people gain an audience or have a platform online. And I really think the word is authenticity. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of a shame because I get what they're going for. I mean, honestly, that lady's probably really nice. I don't mean to, be so rude to her specifically. She's just doing a job. She's just the one they picked to do that. But yeah, that's just, that's not going to work on its merit. You know what I mean? So it's a cool idea. I understand what they're trying to do, but like if you're going to do a podcast like that, you've got to bring some authenticity into it. You could feel Kevin kind of trying to get there, but I mean, yeah, I really didn't think it was good. Nothing against them because it's not like I can turn around and make Avengers myself. That'll take at least another year for the AI to get there. But the point is, like, I can't just make the Avengers. They can't just make podcasts. It is what it is. Let's stay in our lane a little bit, But thank you, Aaliyah. I appreciate the support. John Cross says, new Wednesday bit equal listening and making fun of the pod. I mean, I would literally rather, like, if there was something that was revealed, I'd literally rather just talk about what was revealed in the podcast. Maybe we could listen to certain segments in the pod. But, like, bro, I cannot just listen to that podcast each and every week. I'm sorry. Like, that is pretty unenjoyable. Maxwell Graham with a 10 spot says, late, but I liked the fights in the Acolyte. Didn't really enjoy the idea of making him a Sith or felt that he embodied a Sith at all. Darth Plagueis is my favorite book ever, and this kind of pissed on it. 6 out of 10. Well, yeah, that's kind of interesting because in the Plagueis novel, they talk about Tenebrous having another apprentice. I believe it's the person that attacks Plagueis. Or no, I think it's actually somebody that attacks the Mun. It attacks Plagueis on like a forest planet. So his master that he just killed and crushed at the beginning of the book of the Rock, his apprentice literally comes to find him. Yeah. So it's weird that you would say this shits on it because that literally happens in the book a little bit. The fighting was cool. I think it's okay that he's Sith, but I agree with you here. Here's where I agree with you. The fact that he didn't embody the Sith. I agree with that, actually. Yeah, that I agree with. Darth Jauser says, can someone explain what just happened? Wait, what? I don't know if I can. Haunted Autumn says, oof. Yeah. Matei says, oof. Tim O'Brien says, oof. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of oof there. For sure. Bro, you came at me for a Miss Super. Look at Adam. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean, look, we're just having fun here, Rossi. It's not that I'm going after you. It's banter. You know, it's banter. Appreciate you, though. Mr. Poppy, thanks for gifting a membership, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I know you're having fun. Yeah. And you should be having fun too. Okay, is there anything else going on in the wild, nerdy world? What else is happening out here? What's happening, chat? What's happening? Ooh, Kendall says, if that pod is any indication of where we're headed, we're screwed. Acolyte was 6 out of 10 in a screenwriting class, making an original story with supers for my project. Any story building tips? Oh, okay. For a second there, I was like, what are you talking about? But you're talking about superheroes. Let me do this. Yeah, I don't think that's an indication of where we're going. It was just a swing and a miss. Acolyte 6 out of 10, fair. Screenwriting class, making an original story with soups for my project. Any story building tips? I'll say 2 things to you. Number 1, don't overthink it. Sometimes the desire to be completely original can stifle creativity because there are not a lot of actual original ideas. It's how you take the ideas, execute them, and put them together. One of my favorite expressions is putting a new twist on an old lemon. Take some tropes, take some things that you like, and put a twist on them. Number 2, I will say, one of the best things that you can do for an audience is make them feel smart. If you put stuff in your story that's like kind of obvious, but you know, basically what you want is you want the audience to feel like they are smart, they are figuring it out, they are ahead of the narrative, and you can play with that a little bit, but that is definitely a really cool part of the story for a lot of people. So, yeah, with those 2 things in mind, have at it. Have at it. What do you expect from episode 6? I bet Soul will be confronted by May. The secret will maybe be revealed. And maybe Osha will pretend to be May and train with the Sith guy. How about that? Cloned Avenger says, Josh, do you not like me? What? Wait, what? Why do you think I don't like you? did I say something that made you think I didn't like you? Oh, because I missed your chat or something? Most convincing Clark Kent since Reeves? Oh, no, dude. I like all y'all, man. I appreciate you guys. Look, you got... Here's the thing. I've said this before, but, like, this is what it is. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Okay? Not everybody can get down with the Den of Nerds. You know, and I try to be entertaining. I try to be fun. And I try to, you know, have fun with you guys. I try to keep... a sort of edge to the thing where, like, I'll get mad at, you know, if something happens, I'll get frustrated, I'll freak out. It's like, you know, but it's a little performative too. But ultimately, like, if you're here giving me your time, your attention, if you're watching these videos, if you're watching the streams, bro, like, I appreciate it. Like, I really do. There is a world in which that doesn't happen for me. And maybe I'm just entertaining, you know, my coworkers at the restaurant or whatever, you know, like I really appreciate everybody that's here, everybody that's supporting, everybody that's watching. Like, thank you for real. But also, we can't have it all be sappy all the time, and I gotta have a hard edge on it, and I gotta be angry. You probably just be doing the show to your dolls. Yeah, maybe. Hang on, let's try it. Hello, Telemon Heavy Dreadnought. Can you believe how cringe that podcast was from Marvel? I know, me neither. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm changing my mind. That was way better than talking to y'all. So, I have now flipped. Cloned Avenger, you were right the first time. I'm getting out of here. Rossi says, you're very caffeinated cup of tea. I don't know why, but I'm offended by that shit for sure. I don't know what that means. God damn it. Oh, by the way, guys, super excited that Warhammer's back and that I'm excited about Warhammer again. I'm playing tomorrow night again. 2 times playing Warhammer in 1 week? What? That's crazy. Tim O'Brien with a 5-spot. Appreciate you, brother. Says, you're my cup of tea. Josh Lucas, Nerd Vengers for Life community. Andor is boring. The power of Leslie. Oh, hell yeah. See, that's that shit I do like. That's that shit I do like. Woo! Warhammer video. I don't know if we're going to get back on the Warhammer video train. Dude, it's like a lot of work to make videos and try to, like, try in your videos. It's like I was saying, like, I'm actually trying on videos again. It's taking up a lot of my time. I'm doing a lot of editing, a lot of shooting. It kind of sucks. So it's hard to like, I can't commit to doing the Warhammer channel. I've been thinking about making a video essay channel, but like I would kind of do that slowly at first. I want to get like several of those videos made and then launch that channel for sure. So, unfortunately, it's like, yeah. It's time for an anime channel. Yeah, but you know what I was thinking about the other day? Like, look, I like anime, and I think anime is, for the most part, they are dealing with stuff better than, like, Disney. I mean, look, again, you know, there's going to come a time where Liam and maybe his brother Caleb are like, hey, man, Dad, you know, we've heard stories, you know, Jimmy's dad, you know, served in the war, and our buddy Fred, like his dad, you know, had to deal with something really, really crazy. Like, have you ever had to deal with anything like that, right? And I'll sit him down and I'll be like, listen, son and son, I had to cover Star Wars under Kathleen Kennedy and Disney's reign. And my sons will just like kind of start crying and they'll be like, oh my God. And then I'll tell them about how bad it was. Like, it's that bad. It's that bad. It's fucking tough, man. Like, seriously, can we look, I'm joking a little bit, but also, do you guys understand that? Like, do you recognize that, like, I have had to, you guys get to come in here, complain or be toxically positive about it for like a couple hours, and then you skadoodle on your fucking way. Do you understand that, like, a large part of my existence has been dealing with this shit for 5+ years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, I need some credit over here. This shit has been crazy. Shut up and dance for us. Okay. Vandal the Black says, time for the Glovers to save us all with Lando. Well, you know what Kathleen Kennedy would say? You got to ask Donald Glover about that. Josh A, appreciate you, brother, says, hey, Josh, why do the writers of Star Wars get things right from legends like Barish Vow and cortisol, but get other things wrong? It's so inconsistent. Well, I'd like to believe that a lot of the little things they're getting right come from Dave Filoni. And I'd like to believe a lot of the stuff they're getting wrong was like Dave in his head being like, I wouldn't do that. Fans are going to hate it. But then with his mouth parts being like, that's fine. Like, that's kind of my take. Like, and I don't know, but that's like what I imagine is going on there, right? Like, it's like this. Okay? If we had a writing class, like let's say I was putting on a screenwriting class, I'd probably read a lot of your guys' stuff and be like, holy shit, this is worse than Quantum Mania. You know what I mean? But I would probably say it a little bit nicer. Maybe I would suggest a few changes here and there, and then I'd let some of it go. You know what I mean? So I'd like to believe that that's what Dave's doing over there. Marvel confirmed in Comic-Con July 27. My man, Lucas, is that true? Ooh, okay, can I say something to you guys? I got a couple videos in the tank, okay? I recorded a big video. You know the preview I did the other day of San Diego Comic-Con? I put that together in a concise, edited video. That's going to come out tomorrow. Okay, I've got a video coming out today about Blade and the leaks for Deadpool and Wolverine. I have a video coming out maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, that talks about 5 different questions that fans have that will be answered in Deadpool and Wolverine. Stuff like the anchor being, stuff like where the X-Men and the 616, stuff like that. So we've got a lot of juicy videos on the way. For reals now, you and Mom Avenger started watching Kaiju number 8. No, Andre, but I'll tell you, we'll watch an episode today, bro. I will try to watch an episode today, maybe tomorrow. By Friday, I will have watched an episode of that show, just for you, bud. MK Matt, by the way, can somebody double check that? Did they confirm for San Diego Comic-Con? I told y'all they were going to be there. I told y'all they were going to be there. Oh, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Time to retweet this and say I told you so. And now I have to edit that video to say that they confirmed it. That's okay. Bro, we are back, baby. I'll tell you this right now. All jokes aside, chat. All jokes and cockbockery aside, that stream's gonna be lit, bro. That Saturday, mark your fucking calendars. That stream is going to be lit. Say it like this: lit. That stream's gonna be lit. Fuck yeah. Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I hope to see each and every one of you. It's been a while. It's been a while since we can just get in there, celebrate together, get hyped up about shit. Lit. It's going to be lit. Is that how you eat kitty? No comment. But yes. Remember what Jason Mewes did in that one movie where he's using his nose? Gets all in there. Okay, anyway. What an interesting time. You know, we're always having fun over it. It's always interesting. You know, I never know what to expect. You know? I mean, if you think about it today, we had to talk about a 35-year-old dude that has a fake persona online that we all fell in love with, and he's messaging minors. And I had to kind of walk that minefield. I thought we did a pretty good job. Then we got to talk about all the Star Wars weirdos, virtue signaling, and trying to catfish everybody. So we went through that minefield. You know, we talked about Acolyte episode 5. Always even-handed discourse, not a lot of aggression or disagreement on that one. So we made it through that minefield. And then we talk about Superman and the leaks and James Gunn and. I mean, it's been crazy. You know, like, look, again, I don't really ask for much, but, like, do you guys, are you not entertained? We did all that today. Do you guys know we did all of that today? And we clowned on the new Marvel podcast thing, and I freaked out, got out of my chair. That's a good stream. I might light up a cigar right now. This was a good-ass stream. I feel like we need a victory cigar right now. Holy shit. And in a red shirt. See, that's what I mean. See, you guys get it. You guys get it. I actually I was about to say I would light up a cigar, but I don't have a lighter in here. But guess what I just found? A lighter. I'm going to light up a cigar. You know why? Mostly. Because Marvel confirmed for Hall H at Comic-Con, baby. You guys don't understand. Like, those streams, those Comic-Con streams, those are my favorite streams, dude. They're the biggest streams we have every year. And it's like, that's the shit I want to be doing, where we're all getting excited. We're all together. We're getting hyped up about the announcements and stuff, dude. We're going to have thousands of people in here for that stream. It's going to be so fucking cool. I'm excited, baby. So, podcast, not that cool. Hall H. That's pretty fucking cool, dude. Yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Should I try to blow some smoke rings? The AC is going to make it pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know if it's possible. I can turn it off for a second and try. There's a good one. Did you see it? Did it work? There's a good one there. I don't know if you can see it, because I gotta like look at it when I do it. So I don't even know. Also, I should probably put this out. I'm stinking up the whole fucking house right now. Mama and baby gonna be mad at dad today. But let's take a couple more puffs, baby. Sweet victory. We're going back to Hall H, baby. We're going back to Hall H, baby. Let's fucking go. No smoky in the house. Yeah, you're dead ass right about that. I should probably put this out. I'm gonna put it out. We're getting crazy. We're getting carried away. Can I actually put this shit out though? Oh boy. Okay. All right, let's leave it there. All right, let's catch up on these chats. Last couple of chats here, and then we're gonna get on out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it, I gotta put it out in the water. I gotta put it in the coffee. It's gonna ruin it. Okay, one more puff. Put it out on your tongue like a man. Challenge accept. No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Catch up on these last couple of chits here. Okay. Hey, Josh. Oh, wait. We already got that one. Rossi says, I knew Star Wars and Marvel messed up big when the fan base went to MegaCon and 80% of the booths were anime. It was shocking to me about the anime takeover. Okay, so I was actually going to touch on this, okay? No Diddy. No Diddy, no Doc. So, anime's doing great, right? And you can't deny that. Anime's doing great. I think that they are doing a lot better than Disney in a lot of ways, right? The difference is, I don't know anime the way I know Marvel or Star Wars. I've spent like most of my life knowing about Marvel, being excited about Marvel. So like I feel very comfortable in the realm of Marvel, bringing certain things up, drawing connections to the comics, etc. I just don't have that level of knowledge with anime. There's stuff I know about anime. There's stuff I like about anime, but I'm not an aficionado. You know what I mean? MK Matt says, we need a new Star Wars animated show. Any ideas? Also, did you see that 2 Succession writers were hired as the showrunners for the Harry Potter series? Kind of huge. No, I didn't hear about that, but that's kind of cool. I bet that show will be good. Dude, I like Harry Potter. Star Wars animated shows, it's pretty simple for me. I want either Tar Vizsla or The Mandalorian Jedi Wars, which could be similar to like Old Republic or something like that, right? So something like that would be really cool. That's my pick. Kevin confirmed on the pod that Fantastic Four films July 29th. Yes, that is true. And awesome, meaning Fantastic Four will likely come on stage, the cast and the crew. Probably just the cast. And I think Fantastic Four will drop next winter. I think they're going to do everything they can to have Fantastic Four drop at the end of 2025. I think it'll be Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts in the summer, Fantastic Four for like a November, December kind of thing. So that's what I think is going to happen. Corey says, I'm with my dad right now, and he said if he ever sees you, he'd punch you in the nose. Well, first of all, I mean, dude, I get it. I totally understand it. But that would be a very big mistake, Dad. A very big mistake. I don't care how big you are. I don't care how much you've trained. That would be a mistake. But I also get it. You know what I mean? I have a very punchable face. It just also happens to be the case that I'm a trained killer with rage pent up behind these eyes. Is an animalistic rage that, if given the chance to come out, will materialize it in violence the likes of which you will not be ready for. And I'd hate to do it in front of your son, but I will. So watch your bitch ass mouth, Dad. Please let me know what he says. Delta Dan, thanks for a membership. Appreciate you, man. Nuck and Fut says, banger stream, dude. Business idea. If you streamed to a big podcast site, I bet you would get big views and help grow your YouTube. I mean, that's not a bad idea. You know, at one time I was taking these streams and putting them on Spotify, but honestly, it was just like kind of a stupid process to do it. So I haven't done it in a long time. But But yeah, I mean, potentially that could be cool. Can I tell you guys a crazy thing that I was thinking about? So I had this thought the other day, and I think it was influenced by something that Roberto Blake said. And Roberto Blake is, you know, he's been in the content sphere for a long time. He does a lot of content to help YouTubers get better at YouTube, right? He said something really interesting the other day that made me think. He was talking about, like, physical media. Okay? You know, I've thrown around the idea of, like, doing a collab with, like, Paul and Rob. You know, we had them all on the channel a couple of weeks ago, right? It was a great conversation. It was fun. And part of me is like, oh, dude, that would be so cool. Do a podcast with those guys, right? That would be great. And then I had this other thought where I was like, you know what? What if you flipped it on your head, right? If you flipped it on your head, what if we did if I had this idea. If Rob, Paul, and myself all got together in like a actual physical location, and we had like a producer, we had lighting, we had it all like sound, lighting, all of it, right? And then we shot like a 6-hour podcast. It was huge, well produced, well thought out. We went into all sorts of areas, but we didn't digitally release it. It was only available on Blu-ray, and we did a very limited physical release. I was like, there's something about that, right? Where a lot of the content right now is very like, I don't know what the right word for it is. It's really like quickly digestible and quickly forgettable. You know, and like that's my content. A lot of my content is like the stream. People will watch the replay, but usually only within the first couple of days, and then it's kind of like dead. A lot of the videos, because we cover news and relevant topics, it stays in rotation for a certain time, and then it like goes away. And I was like, you know what would be really interesting is if we did this thing and we took the opposite approach. Yeah, disposable, right. We did the opposite approach where we're like, you know what, guys? Like, we got together, we made this really well-produced, like, 6-hour video. It's like a fucking sci-fi channel, like Ancient Aliens type level of production. Like, we spent money on it. It's a big deal. There's only 10,000 copies of it. It's $20. It's on Blu-ray. There you go. I don't know if I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I'm going to say when I had that thought and I was like, there's something attractive about flipping the shit on its head. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if that's, I mean, I don't think that we're going to do that like tomorrow or whatever, but I have been thinking about content and sort of speculating about how that could work, you know? So just a thought. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that crazy? I think the cost of getting Paul to the US would blow your whole budget. Yeah, it would be tough for sure. It would, but if you think about it, a lot of the content that we do, it does like cost. It might not cost us in dollars, but it like costs us in time. It costs us in energy. And I think a lot of the reason that like YouTubers and streamers don't branch out more is because the content game is very consuming. Like, it's time consuming, it's energy consuming, it consumes a lot of your thoughts. It's really all encompassing, you know? So but I guess what I'm basically saying is, Adam, like, we're already engaged in that. I just think, like, if there was a good enough idea, or perhaps a good enough conversation, or a good enough collab, right? Maybe you could flip it on its head. It's a little bit like, you know how like Christian Harloff does like live shows and stuff like that? It's like that. It's like, how do we take sort of the platform and use the platform as the promotion for a product. Like, does that make sense? And obviously, I don't have it all figured out. We're just brainstorming or whatever. But that's kind of something I have been thinking about for sure. For sure. Flight tickets aren't that much, depending on the time. I suppose that's true. I haven't really looked at it, though. Yeah. I don't know. I watch you guys on the go. Try to make streams at home, but I'm with the family. 6-hour Blu-ray would take a while to get through. I'd still buy it, though. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just it's sort of an off-the-cuff idea. The thought process is, well, you have to make it worth the point of entry. It's technically exclusive, right? Because look, people would probably re-upload it eventually, but like we'd have crystal clear, like 4K, 8K quality, like make it really, really good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something to think about. Who's your favorite Beatle? Oh man, I don't know. I kind of like them all. I think Ringo's really underrated. Hail Wizard says, what do you think about Kai changing? What do you think about how Kai is changing the entertainment industry? I am a massive fan of Kai, and I think a lot of the stuff that he's doing is super understated. Kai kind of embodies this expression or this saying that I said to some of the Prime members last month, where there's this expression. I forget who said it. It might have even been the guy that made the circus, P.T. Barnum, I think it was his name. I think he said something to the effect of authenticity is the key. If you can fake that, you're golden. And what I mean is, like, if you know what Kai is doing, you understand that it is like he's thinking this through and spending a lot of energy and kind of being a try-hard when it comes to content. But the beauty is he makes it look effortless. But I promise you, he is not this consistent and this creative over and over again without a lot of thought and potentially money being poured into that. So, dude, I love what Kai is doing. A lot of respect for him. I think the thing that, because I just like it at a base level, but as a content creator, I like how understated it is. He's very smart. A lot smarter than I think most people would give him credit for. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of Kai. Are you a Harry Potter fan? / will you cover it when it comes out in 2 years? I like Harry Potter a lot. My wife loves Harry Potter. I'm not that big of a fan. I liked it. I watched the movies. I think they're cool. She loves Harry Potter. Will I cover it? I guess it would depend on how popular it became, how much people were engaged in the lead up to it, etc. So yeah. Yeah. Get Doc in here. He's going to have some free time. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Lady Boner, why? Lady Boner, why? Okay. And also, Corey, I hope you're not offended that I said I'd beat your dad up. You know, he started it. Jeez. All right, everybody. Much love. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you for being here. This is a good stream. Kind of all over the place, but that's kind of our style. I appreciate the community. I appreciate the support. I appreciate your attention, your time, the likes, which is only 700 of you, but still, I appreciate the likes. We'll be back at it tonight at 7:30. We're going to be deep diving on Wolverine, baby. So come on by if you are a nerd Avenger. Other than that, videos coming today, tomorrow, Friday, maybe over the weekend as well. Be streaming on Friday. Man, I'm so excited that we're going back to Comic-Con. As they say in the Wolverine marketing, let's fucking go. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm not reading that, Adam. But you're right. Rossi says, and I think he said it just like this. I appreciate you, but no supers for you for a week. What's happening to my body? Why is it moving like this? Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Ah. Another happy landing. Another glorious afternoon hanging out with the Nerd Avengers. Wouldn't have it any other way. Except maybe less of my heroes getting caught talking to minors and shit. That'd be that'd be a little bit better, I guess. I genuinely, authentically appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon. Remember, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky, sweaty, maybe even hairy butt Hey!